This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, happy Wednesday, the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Here inside the, Montana state law says it's your vehicle, it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. We got the sun coming outside of the Major Mortgage Man Cave with snow falling at the same time. So welcome. It's Montana, right? In February, it's what we expect. Coming up today, we are going to chat with Capital coach Katie Garcin-Forba about, basketball. Big win last night for the Bruin gals. Also, get her thoughts on a lot of things. Cabbage and I think music. Yeah, we'll talk music too. She's fun. Don't forget tomorrow, Sarah Chelich will join us from the former Carroll women's basketball player. She is a nurse in the Boise area. So we'll talk to her tomorrow about what it's like to be a nurse in a pandemic. So that's coming up. Also on this day in history, Sarah's tomorrow, Coach Garcin-Forba today. No show Friday. It's the wife's birthday Friday, so I got to do special stuff, like talk to her and not do the show. No, we're actually, I'm doing something very special for her, so it's a big birthday for her. My wife, for my 40th birthday, took me out to Washington, D.C. Now, granted, it was a work trip. It was for her, and but we spent a few extra days out there, and I'd never been to D.C., so it was fun. For her 30th, just a few months later, I took her to Havre. So that was pretty cool. For a basketball game. She got pretzel with cheese and some popcorn. I had a really nice dinner out in D.C. at some famous restaurant that's been on like the Travel Channel. So there's that. And then for my 45th this year, or last year, she took me up to the Wilderness Club to golf and outside Eureka. So that was fun. So it's her 35th. And I'm going to do something nicer than take her to Havre. Okay? And I love Havre. But it's Havre. Anyway. Okay. I want to start today. Rush Limbaugh passed away today of lung cancer. And he battled for a long time. Also, as we know, he'd been going deaf as well. But Rush passed away today. Now, I don't care your thoughts on whether you liked him or not, whether you listened to him or not. I don't care. But what I do care about is the double standard on social media. And not even social, just in the media. It is sickening to see some of these liberal comments on Twitter. This is a true story. Today, this morning, rest in piss was trending on Twitter. That's what people were saying about Rush Limbaugh's death today. Now, conservatives would have been banned from Twitter or just fired from their jobs for reacting like that when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away last year. The double standard here is appalling. I'm going to give you a little bit. Just a couple of things. Christella Alonso, apparently she's an actress. I don't know. She's got a blue check mark. But she says, "Happy Rush Limbaugh is Dead Day. I didn't even get the chance to put up my tree." that's the type of stuff that was on social media today with Rush Limbaugh passing away. By the way, Rush, a huge supporter of sports. ESPN's Mark Jones retweeted or liked many tweets like that, celebrating Rush's death. Rest in piss, remember? But he still has a job. He's employed by Disney, the same company that just fired Gina Carano for speaking her mind earlier this month. Jones, also the guy who has said in the past that he would give his police bodyguards at games, because he's a broadcaster, he would give his police bodyguards the day off so they wouldn't shoot him for being black. And he still has a job at ESPN. See the double standard here? Twitter's banning people, but not that. And if you're celebrating the death of a 70-year-old man who had cancer just because you didn't like his radio show, according to Jack on Twitter, you just might be in a hate cult. How sickening is that, people? Be better. No, so disgusting. So disgusting. Man, let's move on. Jason Walker Show is brought to you in part by Dinner's Done Right. Dinner's Done Right and owner Vicky. Alignables, small business, Helena Small Business Person of the Year, or Business of the Year for 2020. How cool is that? One of our great sponsors got a great award. So congratulations to Vicky. Now, Dinner's Done Right. You ready for this? Not only do they have great pina colada shrimp this month and Italian sausage lasagna, which we're actually going to have tonight, but she's bought a company from her friend that it's edible cookie dough. Now, people think you get salmonella from eggs. It's not. It's from the flour, actually. But so they have this special heat treatment that goes with the flour that kills all the bacteria. So this is edible, legit edible cookie dough, and it's on sale now at Dinner's Done Right. Go to dinnersdoneright.com and check it out in Helena. The Big Sky Conference released its football schedule for the fall, not spring, for the fall. And they're going to use last year's original fall schedule that didn't get played. So that's what they're going to do. The Big Sky Conference will kick off an 8-game conference slate in late September. So non-conference stuff is still up to schools, obviously. Like the Cats are going to play Wyoming, and which will be a homecoming of sorts for new coach Brent Vegan, who we will have on this show, I think, next week. Cat Grizz game as well in Missoula. That'll be a fun one. So those are just some of the Bobcats go to Eastern Washington, Missoula, and Weber. How's that balanced schedule working out? The Grizz so let's do the Grizz first. They're at Eastern Washington as well. Let's see here. They get Cal Poly at home, the Grizz do, to open up conference play at Eastern. Then a bye week. Then host Sac State, go to Idaho, host Southern Utah, go to Northern Colorado, at NAU, and then host the Cats. Now, the Cats, our conference play for the fall, will be at Portland State. They will host Northern Colorado, the Cats will. Then they will host Cal Poly. So Cal Poly makes 2 trips in 3 weeks to Montana and Montana State. The Bobcats will then be at Weber, October 16th. And then host Idaho State the week after that. And then the Cats have their bye week October 30th, that weekend. They come back in November at Eastern Washington, host Idaho, and then at the Grizz for the Brawl of the Wild. That is the Cat Grizz schedules for the 2021 Big Sky Fall Conference football schedule. Good stuff. It's going to be a fun season. By the way, you can watch the Jason Walker Show live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and much more. Always go to JasonWalkerShow.com. You can also tweet us at JWalkerSports and email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. So to come, we're going to talk to Katie Garcin-Forba. She will join us, the Capital girls coach. Big win last night. That is on the way. And it'll be interesting to see when next week's 406mtsports.com power polls come out, where the Bruin gals will be ranked. Currently in second, yesterday, that was the rankings had Hellgate, then Capital. Well, both are now 9-1. And Capital with a bigger win over Hellgate than Hellgate had over Capital. Hellgate beat them earlier this year by 2. Capital won by 14 last night. Then you got West at 10-0. Skyview and Bozeman rounding out the top 5 in Class AA as of yesterday. Power polls. Class A, Billings Central, Havre, Hardin, Columbia Falls at 15-0, ranked 4th, and then Laurel comes in at 9-3. Class B, girls, Big Timber, Colstrip, Roundup, Malta, Thompson Falls, your top 5. The rest of the top 10 goes Loyola, Eureka, Anaconda, Forsyth, Columbus. And Forsyth and Columbus making or jumping into the polls. Class C top 10, led by Fort Benton with a loss. And then you've got Saco, Whitewater, Hinsdale at 16-0. Sealy Swans unbeaten. Christian of Manhattan's unbeaten. Charlotte unbeaten, top 5. And then you got Melstone, Belt, Roy Winifred, Harlowton, Reigate, and Scobie, your 6 through 10. There's not many losses in there. What is in the top 10? You've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 combined losses in the top 10 for girls basketball in Class C. It's pretty good. The boys, going into yesterday, you had Sentinel on top, 10-0, pretty good. Great Falls 8-1 is second. Hellgate 3rd. Skyview 4, Bozeman 5. Those 3 teams 8-2 each going into yesterday. Class A, top 5, Dillon, Polson, Laurel, Billings Central, and Ronan cracking into the poll. Class B, Lodgegrass number 1, Shelby, and then Fairfield, Huntley Project, Manhattan, your top 5. And then 6 through 10 in the boys' Class B, Red Lodge, Florence Carlton, Deer Lodge, Big Fork, Colstrip. Class C, Scobie's number 1, 17-0. Manhattan Christian boys are number 2, 17-0. And then you got Belt, Floyd Lake, Valley Christian. Combined 4 losses. Twin Bridges in 6, followed by unbeaten Bridger, then Fort Benton, unbeaten Sims, and 1 loss Melstone in the top 10, Class C boys basketball. So there's some, and districts started today across the state in Class C. So that is awesome. That is very awesome. Some highlights from last night in high school. You had your top scorers. Let's see here if I can find it. 37 for Angela Gopher of Box Elder. 34 for Harlem's R.J. Ramon. Ethan Bell of Chinook had 34, as did Blake Loomis of West last night. Zoran Laframboise of St. Ignatius had 33 last night as well. So, is that right? Yeah, that was last night. And again, you've got a whole bunch of districts that started yesterday, continuing through the weekend, and we are in state basketball tournament mode now, right? And wrestling. You've got wrestling coming up. The girls, all the girls wrestlers. There's 169 of them, I think. Well, I'll be in Lockwood this weekend, Friday and Saturday, for the first ever state girls wrestling tournament, which is awesome. I'm going to tell you right now, they got a lead for Auto Concepts Performance of the Week next week. On Monday is the state wrestling tournament for the girls. Okay, what else did we want to hit on here in this first opening segment of the show? Yeah, lots of districts going on, and more starting tomorrow as well. So fun stuff. It's tournament time. Actually, driving home Monday from the airport in Bozeman, Seven Nation Army came on. You know the song, but it reminded me of literally basketball tournament time, because it's either played over the PA system or every band will play it. Well, and the bands won't be at tournaments this year, but every PA system usually plays Seven Nation Army like 174 times each day at a state tournament. So get ready to hear, or during a tournament, districts, divisionals, or states. So get ready to hear Seven Nation Army a ton. It's going to happen. So there you go. Hey, everybody remember Jordan Yamamoto pitched for the Helena Brewers, Pioneer League a few years ago? Well, he was with them. He got traded to the Miami Marlins organization. He's now with the New York Mets. And congratulations, as he's trying to make the big leagues. Jordan Yamamoto. Good dude, too. It was a fun time when he was in Helena. Here's one more. Ready? This just came in, too. Yale Law School faculty member tweeted out, "I wouldn't say I was happy that Rush Limbaugh died. It's more like euphoria." Scott Shapiro, Yale Law School faculty member, tweeting that out. Classy. Very classy. Stay classy, libs. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll talk some great stuff with Katie Garcin-Forba, basketball coach extraordinaire from Capitol High. She will join us next. Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Capital Collision Center, and the customer service at Capital Collision Center is unparalleled. Nobody can beat it. If you take your wrecked vehicle there, they will text you. Well, first off, they're going to take care of everything. Pictures, they're going to take care of insurance. You don't have to deal with anything. And then they're going to text you and call you and email you and tell you exactly where your vehicle's at in the process of being repaired and how much longer it's going to take and what to expect. And it is awesome. Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Coming right back, Katie Garcin-Forba, Capital Coach, next. Jason Walker Show.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. Or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
That is a live look thanks to EarthCam of the Kansas City downtown skyline. That is Union Station at the bottom there. I believe that is the hotel I stayed at last weekend with my son. Right there. great. That's the T-Mobile Center, formerly the Sprint Center. Kansas City's awesome. Fantastic. Jason Walker Show, back, Major Mortgage Man Cave. We are presented by Capital Collision Center. Still to come, we'll talk some more football. And also, on this day in history is coming up. A couple of big birthdays today. Don't forget, no show Friday. Back tomorrow and then Monday. Sarah Chalich joins us tomorrow. And then back on Monday as well. So, good to be back, for sure. All right. Just can't get over that skyline of KC. Looks a little warmer than it did Monday when I left, but all right. Okay, where are we at? Can we turn this off? Good job. Good job. Okay. Last night, big win for the Capital Girls. A 14-point win over a very good Hellgate team that was number 1 and had beaten Capital by 2 earlier in the season. And joining us now to talk about that, get you set for the weekend, and also talk Cabbage. Yes, Cabbage. And maybe some music. The head coach of the Bruin Gals. Her name is Katie Garcin-Forba, and she joins us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline.
All right, Coach, a big win last night, a revenge-type win, a team that you'd been preparing for about 2 weeks, and you finally got to get to play and got the big win over a very good basketball team.
Yeah, we played. I thought the girls came out and played really. They were in attack mode. The first time we played Hellgate, I thought we were on our heels a little bit. We weren't as aggressive. I thought we had, no matter who was on the court, just really stepped up and played aggressive and hard. And I thought we set the tone really well last night, which was cool just to see the hard work that they've been putting in to kind of avenge that loss a little bit. Our girls went to work for sure.
It started off, it's a big 14-point win. And I was reading the article. It said it really wasn't even as close as the score indicated. 44-30, but you hold the team in the AA to 30 points or less, you should win a lot of basketball games, and you guys did.
Yeah, I thought our defense was really locked in, and they have, what's tricky about a team like Hellgate is they've got multiple players that score, 8 to 10 points a game. They share the ball really well, and so, you want to limit certain teams. You can key on who you're going to get stuff on and who you want to limit. With them, they have a lot of different players that can make plays. And so we wanted to make, kind of their two main players as far as guards and scorers, wanted to make them a little bit challenged and have them have to work for it a little bit. And I thought that Jamie Sheridan and Audrey Hofer did a phenomenal job on their two guards last night. It's hard work defending them because they set a lot of on-balls, a lot. And those girls, they fought through on-ball after on-ball and just were locked in. And then I thought Rachel Stacy came in and gave us a huge lift defensively off the bench, guarding some of their best kids. So that was really cool to see. And it's kind of those are the unsung heroes of games like that, where you look at the box score, and obviously we had some players make some really good offensive plays and get, put the ball in the hole to win. But our defense was locked in, and those girls just came in ready to go.
Danny Barch has had a very nice career, and obviously we've talked about it a lot, but a nice season. But lately she seems to have turned it up a notch or two. And is that because did somebody challenge her, or is it, hey, I'm a senior, I've got about a month left of basketball, let's turn this on and get going?
I think it's a combination of both. I think, maybe somebody challenged her outside of our program that I don't know about, but I really think that she's just coming into it with a different mindset and a little bit of that unfinished business that she wants to take care of. I also know that she's got some individual goals that she's working towards, and for her, she wants to just finish out on a really positive note. But as a coaching staff, we're constantly telling her, make somebody guard you, find another team, have another team find somebody that can guard you, and if a team wants to go man, you're a really hard matchup. And if they decide to come out and put their best player on you, well, then that puts somebody else on one of our other best scorers. So I think the way that she's reading defenses and the way, she just came out and was aggressive last night. She had a backdoor to a layup, and then she had an attack to a layup, and then she hit a three. How do you guard that effectively? I think she's become a really, really big matchup challenge for teams because of her confidence. And I think the other piece of that is her team has a ton of confidence in her right now. And when she's doing well and she's doing good things, they just feed off of that. And so I think it's kind of that combination of, that perfect storm a little bit where she's growing in confidence, her teammates are growing in confidence around her, and they just feed off of each other in a really positive way.
It's almost like middle of February, hey, we need to be starting to play our best basketball of the season right now. And it seems like everybody's doing that. That's what I'm hearing, at least anyway, with your coach speak.
That's really it's a challenge, especially I think in COVID. You want to be peaking at the right time. After that game last night, I told them that we've handled some of the adversity that comes with the COVID stuff really well, and we've been waiting. For 2 weeks now, we've been waiting to play Hellgate, or a week and a half, and that was scheduled and it got canceled because of weather, and there's just all these factors that are outside of our control. I think the thing that made me the most proud of our girls last night was they came in and they controlled the things that we could. And so much of that, that's a big ask of high school kids. And they just, it's kind of funny. Sometimes you walk out of practice on a pregame and you're like, I have no idea what team is going to show up, but we'll find out tomorrow. There's a confidence with this group right now that I think that makes them a scary team for other teams to have to, just prepare for. But they know that they've got a couple weeks left together, and as far as these seniors go, and so they're very focused, but they're enjoying it and just making the most of it because it's we're getting close to the end of the season, but we know what that felt like last year, and so it's not taking anything for granted at this point.
Capital coach Katie Garcin-Forba joining us on the Jason Walker Show. I heard a rumor that tournaments weren't going to happen. I hope that is factually incorrect. Does that make sense?
I hope that that's factually incorrect.
Yeah, let's have tournaments all the way through.
Right. When did you hear that?
Yesterday.
Don't break my heart.
I'm not yet. Is
it a reliable source?
Yeah, but it's still, we got a long way to go. But yes, it is.
We do.
Yes,
I'm optimistic. We have to get creative with our tournament stuff, and with it being a Wednesday, Thursday for the first round, and you can't really take the team out to go places, and you don't necessarily want them all huddled up in a hotel room. So we're trying to think ahead of what that looks like and how you manage that. It's funny, I didn't realize our girls have never played in a playoff basketball game. They've always been a divisional tournament. So they're like, oh, this is really weird. What do we do with this? We just play one game and we're in. They're like, oh, well, that's strange.
Yeah. No, that's and divisionals had just started. It's not like
right. But I forget, they were freshmen when we went to the divisional format, and so even Danny, who was on varsity, they played in the divisional tournament. So for the rest of us, we're like, okay, we just roll with it like we have in the past. But that's been a funny conversation for them to kind of wrap their head around a little bit.
Yeah, win and you're in. It's crazy, right? Would you rather have this season, this year alone, would you rather have had like it was, like volleyball, or now it's back to a state tournament atmosphere?
I like the state tournament at a neutral site to do. Okay. And I say that the girls, we got a little bit of feedback from them before I weighed in with our athletic director. And, obviously they had a lot of success on the volleyball court, and they got to, win a title on their home court. Wasn't the same feeling to them. It was really anticlimactic in a lot of ways. So I took that into consideration. We know that it's not going to be a state tournament atmosphere. They're going to have limited crowds. I get all of that. But it gives our kids something to play for. It's a destination at the end of it. And so teams that, this is what we're working to get to the state tournament, or working to continue to advance to Saturday. That's our goal. So I think that that's an important thing just for teams to be able to have that for, the goal for that they're still working for. I get the constraints of it. I understand the challenges. I think we can do it in an effective way if everybody does their job and nobody tries to push the limits. That worries me a little bit because, people are getting a little bit crazy these days. And so just everybody just do what we need to do to make this a success so that we don't have it canceled on March 13th. But I do think that I think it's an important thing for kids to get to experience that, and it will look different. But the neutral court is also a big thing. Obviously we haven't had a ton of luck at Hellgate's their gym the last 2 years. So
use your words. It's okay.
Just thinking ahead, thinking of that, where it's like, depending on how things play out, you could end up going there. You could end up going to West. You could. They're just so and other schools are doing things a little bit different. Some are allowing student sections, some aren't. So it levels the playing field, I think, in a lot of ways.
One thing you said in that really stuck out was the girls. I mean, winning on your home floor to them wasn't as cool as winning in Bozeman volleyball title at the all-class state tournament, which is interesting to me. And it's you'd think you'd want to win at home, but that stood out. That's impressive for the young girls to say that.
Well, and it was funny because that was when I talked to them about it. What opportunities do we? Because at the end of the day, I'm advocating for the kids. I have my thoughts, but if they said no, we want to host at our home court. Okay, fine. Or we want to have it at somebody's hosting it at their school. Fine, we'll do that because it's about kids. But they were all very adamant that they wanted to be at a state tournament venue, even though it will look differently. So that was what we advocated for. Now that could all change. We're still, I don't think people realize so much can change in the next 3 weeks. We saw that happen again at the drop of the hat last year. So, making sure that they're aware of that. And every day we get an email about something changing or a phone call that something is changing in the schedules. It's just an ongoing thing that they're having to make adjustments. But right now, that's what we're working towards, is to get to Great Falls. That's the goal, and that's what we're working to.
So every day you're shuffling.
Every day I'm shuffling. Every day I'm hustling,
that's all I had. That was so bad, but that's all I had. Katie Garcin-Forba joining us, Jason Walker Show. All right, I'm going to throw this picture up, and you sent me a message the other day, Saturday night, and I want you to tell everybody what the message was. I'm showing it, but for those listening.
I believe it was the treat, the treat picture, the treat basket that my players left on my desk. I found that they are very food motivated, and so I make promises and I bring them. We didn't get to go to Missoula, so they didn't get crumble cookies one of the days, and they were very upset with me, even though it was totally out of my control. So that day, on Thursday, I had to go and get them cookies to bring to practice. So I give them a hard time for that. But it was actually really cool to walk in. I had no idea that they had snuck it into my desk, into my office, and I walked around the corner, and I'm like, what is this? And just to read that, and they put a couple other little things in there for me, which is this is a really special group of kids. I tell them, they're great athletes, they're great players. Obviously, that's really fun to coach, but they're even better people. So they're just fun to be around. They keep me on my toes, but
well, so in full disclosure and full transparency, after our conversation last Wednesday, I texted Audrey and Paige. Audrey got back to me, and I was even like, hey, I'll Venmo you guys, whatever. They didn't even ask me for money, which I guess is good because I don't want amateurism laws to come in. But yeah, it was awesome. And because I said, you need to do this tomorrow for the bus trip. And she goes, actually, we're going to wait till Saturday. It'll be better. And I'm like, that's awesime. So kudos to the girls for making that happen. All right. So
it doesn't surprise me that Audrey got back to you and not Paige, because if you add Paige, I love her to death. She's a great teammate, great player, all of that. But last night there was, we get done with halftime talk, and she's walking out in the court. She's like, so what are we running first play? And I'm like, does anybody listen to my halftime talk? Do we listen? And so that does not surprise me that she just kind of went over her head and she was on to the next thing.
That is awesome. Katie Garcin-Forba, our guest. All right. You're going to be playing like 19 games in the next 4 days, something like that.
Yep.
We got Flathead Glacier this week. Is that right?
We do. We have Flathead tomorrow for senior night, and then Glacier on Saturday up at Glacier.
Hopefully.
The road, it's supposed to be nice. It's getting better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because rescheduling at this point is going to suck. These are games you've won. These are teams you've seen. What changes the most in the next couple of games that you've worked on that you're willing to share?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is really us setting the tone of how we want to play. I think the more aggressive we come out and the better ball movement that we have from the start, I really think our defense feeds our offense in a lot of ways, just energy-wise. So, two teams, they run similar looks, different play action, on the different sides of the floor, but it's similar sort of preparation. One will zone a ton and one will man a ton. So we have to be ready to adjust for that. Glacier will be super aggressive. It's their senior night. They're going to be really, hyped up. And so we just have to come in there and really, I think, control the emotional side of that game. And then Flathead for us, they're a very athletic team. They're very aggressive. They like to attack the rim. But they're not great shooters, and so we've got to, exploit that a little bit. And then for us, manage our emotions on senior night a little bit and just come in ready to play. And, we told the girls last night after that game, this is a great win. Doesn't mean anything if we don't finish out the job. And so enjoy this one, but we move on to the next one tomorrow. So, and I think they'll be ready to go. It's a great opportunity for us to celebrate these kids and all the work they've put into it. But we definitely, there's some unfinished business that we need to see the thing out.
Okay. It is National Cabbage Day, and that's the only thing that stood out today food wise. Yay or nay on cabbage?
It depends. It's okay mixed into certain things, but it's not a go-to. It's definitely not on our shopping list, we have to have cabbage or I don't know.
Okay.
Not a good fan.
When I was in Kansas City over the weekend, we went to Guy Fieri's restaurant, and I had cheeseburger tacos with cabbage and donkey sauce. Now I have no idea what donkey sauce is. It scares me a little bit to think about it. But, cheeseburger tacos are really good, but it had cabbage in it, which was interesting, but it was good. So I guess Guy Fieri knows what he's doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I will, and I bet, right. I bet it has a good crunch to it too, like on a burger, and it's got a little different flavor. I haven't cooked with it a ton because it's not something that has always been, I don't know, it's one of those things that I haven't cooked a lot with. So I'm sure there's some good ways to have it with other food, but I don't know.
Well, we established last week you don't do any cooking anyway.
No, I don't. No, God, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Valentine's Day, we had a great steak and lobster. I didn't let the finger, so.
Wow. Yes, happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah,
Coach. Thanks. Coach Rochelle Sayers' birthday is also on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Which is, I feel bad for her husband, Keith.
Right. I don't know if that's a good thing because you can double up the holidays or if it's a bad thing because, there's a lot of variables there.
See, I need to ask him. My wife's birthday is Friday, so she's 5 days out.
So, I think that makes it it's a totally separate deal.
Is it though?
You can't, it is. I think it is.
Oh, man.
Yeah. If it was Christmas, I feel like that'd be different. But because it's Valentine's Day,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It is Lou Diamond Phillips' birthday today. Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about Limbaugh.
Right.
It is his birthday. It is also, being a Duke fan, you should know this. You know whose birthday it is? Basketball player?
Basketball. Well, I know that it's Michael Jordan's birthday.
Well, yeah, there you go. I was just going to say, go up the road a little bit. Carolina. And
I was like, I don't know that it's, it's Phillips' birthday for sure. I actually thought we were, I might bring that up with my team a little bit. I was disappointed, though. Not many of them watched Last Dance. That's what kept my sanity. So
I still haven't seen that.
Really?
No, I'm not a Jordan guy.
Well, I think that you have to be a sports guy, though. There's a lot of levels to it that is actually, Scottie Pippen's story, and Rodman is just fascinating.
Well, Rodman, but
I think when
I don't know, I'm not a Pippen. I'll root for Jordan over Pippen. Whined too much. That's all it was just whining. Yeah,
but there's a little bit of background of that. Now I get it.
Okay.
Now I get it. I think you got to watch it. The other thing is, I mean, there's just Phil Jackson who's ties to Montana, and
yeah, but
there's
everybody knows that.
Yeah, but there's just his storyline. There's so much more depth to it that I think that you would enjoy it from that side of it.
Okay.
And
so I have to watch Last Dance, and then I also have to watch the documentary on framing Britney Spears or whatever it's called. So.
You do. I did watch that one too. Yep.
Are you okay? Yep. Were you Team Brit or Team Christina?
I think I was Team Brit, but I also was in rural small town Idaho, so I don't know that it was I was that aware of either. I don't know. It was we listened to George and Garth, and so but I do have to say that the Britney Spears thing, it's fascinating, and I've been now following it on social media because why not? And you got to watch it.
What else do you have to do besides follow weird stuff on social media? I mean,
exactly.
Right?
In between scouting reports, film breakdowns, working, coaching. I guess I should see my husband every once in a while and then weird documentaries.
Hey, he knows you're off limits from really October to March. After March, you're his. But
yes. And let's face it, I think that he actually really enjoys when basketball season rolls around because, the home improvement projects stop, the expectations of, I need things a certain way at home. I think he actually really welcomes when I'm busy coaching.
the honey-do list goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. I can't wait to hang out with him. I feel sorry for him
I'm very
sometimes.
realistic. I am a lot as a human being. So, I get it. I won't even try to pretend, that.
Good stuff. All right, ma'am. Well, good luck tomorrow and Saturday. And I don't know, do you have games Monday, Tuesday next week too?
We don't. We have a game. We have Crosstown next Friday, and then we have Big Sky on Saturday at Big Sky.
Oh, because that's good scheduling, Tim. Crosstown.
Now we're just trying to make up games.
Crosstown and then Big Sky. Yeah, that's a makeup, I guess. That's right. Okay.
Yep. But I think. At least we're not Big Sky boys that are having to play 4 games this week.
I know. Well, Hayes Lodgepole played 4 games last week, I saw.
Oh, my God. That's brutal.
And some dude had 29 and then 3 games in the 30s.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Well, see, you don't want to play 4 games at state, so don't.
No, we want to just play 3.
There you go.
There we
last
go.
year you only played 2, but hey. But some teams only play 2, but they go home right away. That's called losers bracket. You want to win? Right. Okay, let's clarify that too.
I said, hey, at least we ended on a win. That's a positive, right?
Yeah, not every team gets to do that every year. So
exactly.
Anyway, good luck this weekend, and we will chat next Wednesday. And tell the girls thank you for the shout out too.
I will for sure. All right. Thank you.
That is Katie Garcin-Forba, Capital girls basketball coach. Big win last night. Couple of games this weekend, Flathead and Glacier. So she's so much fun to chat with. And I know I say that every Wednesday, but she is. She really, really is. Tomorrow we'll talk to former Carroll women's basketball sharpshooter Sarah Chalich and also get her thoughts on what it's like to be a nurse in a pandemic. Sarah will join us tomorrow. Appreciate Coach Garcin-Forba joining us. That's what she said. Wednesday, it is presented by Dinners Done Right. Go to dinnersdoneright.com. And remember, they have now edible cookie dough. Serious. It's legit. You're not going to get sick. Edible cookie dough. They have 6 flavors as of right now. So there you go. A quick break, coming right back, and this segment brought to you by Rutgers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. On the way on this day in history, the walk-off, and more coming up here. Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rutgers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rutgers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
What happened on this date in sports history? Find out next on The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
The Kansas City skyline as the sun starts to set. Kansas City, Missouri. I believe this EarthCam shot is coming from the National World War I Museum, which is an awesome museum. Amazing. There's so many great things in Kansas City. Negro Leagues Museum, the World War I Museum. I believe that is where that shot right now is coming from EarthCam. So, good stuff. Jason Walker Show. All of our guests appear via the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And, you know, it's not just a home or a car. It is the 6 months you save for your Ultra HD flat screen, the overtime you work for that extra car so your team can drive themselves to practice. Other insurance companies see it as a bundle or a combo, but State Farm agent Mike Miller sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Mike understands what your things mean to you, and he's here to help you give them the protection they deserve. Talk to State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena for your home and auto insurance today. Tomorrow, we'll talk to Sarah Chalich, former Carroll College women's basketball player, currently a nurse, and find out what it's like to be a nurse in a pandemic, because it cannot be easy. And appreciate her being willing to join us tomorrow. No show Friday, but we will be back Monday. So there you go. All right, where are we at? Let's do the Frontier Conference. So remember yesterday we talked about this. This week, yesterday, Montana Tech and Montana Western each came out and said they're opting out of the spring seasons for football. And there you go. It is COVID related. It is health related. I mean, there's just so many things. But other teams are planning on playing in the Frontier. So the Frontier released its revised schedule today. So you don't have Southern Oregon, Montana Tech, or Montana Western on the schedule. So you've got a 4-game conference schedule now in 5 weeks. You're going to play 4 games in 5 weeks. You get a bye week. Now they're calling it an open week, and it's in case they have to reschedule a game. But at this point, 3 teams in Montana, Carroll, Rocky, MSU Northern, College of Idaho, and then Eastern Oregon are going to pretend to play football this spring. Why? Now, I know there's a quote-unquote national championship going to take place May 10th, but does it mean it? I mean, you've got half the teams playing. Does it mean anything? Now, if you win the national championship this year, does it count the same? If you win the Frontier Conference title this year, 4 games, does it mean anything? I mean, you're going to play each other once, right? 5 teams, 4 games. Because you can't play yourself. I don't get it, but I don't get paid to make those decisions. I'm not on the board of directors. I'm not on the president's council. I'm not commissioner. Got a whole bunch of FCS games getting canceled. 95 teams are pretending to play a spring season in the FCS as well, including 9 Big Sky Conference teams. No Cats, no Grizz. But you're seeing a whole bunch of games getting canceled already for weeks 1 and 2. They haven't even started playing yet. Really. Been a couple of games across the country. Games getting canceled already. Is it worth it? And again, it goes back to you're getting hopes up only to have them crush. It's just like MHSA last spring. It took forever for them to cancel the season in the spring when everybody in the world knew it was coming. But you got all those hopes up just to pull it back out. No, I don't see why playing 4 games this fall with no fans in the stands is worth it for these kids. Now I was told College of Idaho had to play or they were going to have players start transferring. They were going to enter the transfer portal. Why? They couldn't wait 4 months for July for fall season to come around, fall camp? The real season for the fall? Just my thoughts. You can weigh in at JWalker Sports anytime. You can email us, Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. All right, let's do On This Day in History. It is February the 17th. It is National Cabbage Day. It is National Random Acts of Kindness Day. It is also Ash Wednesday. Is today the beginning of Lent? Is that right? On this date, 1943, New York Yankee Joe DiMaggio enlisted into the U.S. Army. 1968, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame opened up in Springfield, Massachusetts. 2014, American skating pair Merrill Davis and Charlie White win the first Olympic gold medal for the U.S. in ice dance at the Sochi Winter Games. And I was going to show this picture because it's pretty darn awesome. Later that year, in December of 2014, Merrill Davis and I hung out at, McCarran International Airport. Now apparently renamed something after Harry Reid, but we had coffee. It was like 5:30 in the morning. Had coffee with Merrill Davis at the airport. Well, actually, we were just standing in line behind her, and I was like, "Hey, can I get your picture?" And I normally don't do that, but I mean, hell, look, she's an Olympic gold medalist. Hello. I don't ask for autographs. I'll get pictures, but I don't ask for autographs. How's that? All right. What else happened on this day in history? Oh, happy birthday, Wally Pipp, 1893. He sat out a game for the Yankees, first base. Lou Gehrig started, and Pipp never played again for the Yankees at first base. 1908, happy birthday, Walter Red Barber was born. Sports announcer, Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Yankees. Great announcer, Red Barber. It is Jim Brown's birthday today. The arguably the best running back in the NFL history. It is Michael Jordan's birthday today. Oh, Jim Brown born on this date in 1936. Michael Jordan born on this date in 1963. And every day I do this show, I have to look at, so my wife is a huge Jordan fan. So every day I have to look at 7 photos. It's my fault. I bought them for her. But 7 nice framed plaque stuff for her with Jordan. They're on that wall. You used to get to see behind me. So there you go. It is Rene Russo's birthday, the actress, 1954. Was wonderful in movies. Tin Cup. She was in Tin Cup. She was in Major League as well. Love interest for Tom Berenger. But it's her birthday, 1954. I can't believe, I didn't think she was that. 1954. It is Lou Diamond Phillips' birthday. We talked about that, 1962. Young Guns, of course. Chavez. He was also Richie Valens in La Bamba. Larry the Cable Guy, born on this date in 1963. Denise Richards, born on this date, 1971. It is Paris Hilton's birthday today, 1981 she was born. Here's a Montana connection. 1982, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. How is it a Montana connection? Because he played young Norman in A River Runs Through It. So, there you go. Geronimo passed away on this date, 1909. Geronimo stands for One Who Yawns. Did you know that? He was an Apache chief. He was 79 when he died in 1909. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right, twice a year we talk about this young lady. Once on her birthday on November 30th and once on this date because it was on this date in 2013, so 8 years ago. I can't believe it's been 8 years already. But wonderful singer, wonderful young lady. Mindy Mccready passed away on this date in 2013 at the age of 37, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But always loved Mindy. There we go. Get a better little photo of that. It says, thank you for remembering my birthday. We sent that to her back in 2001 in Great Falls. Sent a tape to her of listeners when I was at 94.5 Max Country in Great Falls. And listeners wishing her happy birthday. So, and then that picture right there is from 1997. Holy cow, we were both young. We're the same age. That photo was taken in 1997, so we were both 21 when that picture was taken. And got a chance to spend a couple hours with her on her trailer after her performance. It was her and then Pam Tillis and Neil McCoy. I did not see Pam Tillis in concert because I was just hanging out with Mindy. And great young lady, but she committed suicide on this date in 2013, left behind a couple of little boys. So anyway, that is the walk-off. Jason Walker Show, as always, presented by Capital Collision Center. Thanks to Katie Garcin-Forba for joining us today, Capital Girls coach. We also had a great time talking about just great stuff. Tomorrow, Sarah Challenge joins us. What's it like to be a nurse in a pandemic? She'll tell us. Also relive some of her great basketball memories from Carol. And much, much more. Go to jasonwalkershow.com if you missed anything. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Jason Walker Show in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. As I said, presented by Capital Collision Center. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.